TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Is it true that I guess you guys tried to make Hogan a commissioner at one point?
I wanted to.
Right.
When I was booking, I wanted to make Hogan a commissioner.
Why did that never come about?
Because it killed that whole money thing in his contract, where he got so many hundreds of $1,000s for the pay-per-view and this and that, and it was a great idea because he needed some time away from the ring, but I still wanted to use him in 6 or 7 segments of the 3 hours, and also I just wanted to get some I was going to make him a president,
right?
Where he was going to be the president of World Championship Wrestling, not the commissioner.
Do you think it would have worked?
I don't know. I think him in a suit would have been pretty sweet. And it looked like he was going to be the good guy. With underneath it was actually, stirring the shit. It gave you a catalyst to write your TV off of.
Right.
So we just had to make Flair crazy instead.
Did you like that angle with the whole Ric Flair?
Like I said, we couldn't do anything that had sex in it because standards and practice wouldn't let us. We couldn't do anything that had any kind of alternative lifestyle or anything. I mean, we were so bound to what we could do that the only thing we could do was comedy. And comedy in a wrestling show really doesn't work, but if it's your only avenue, I mean, it's just basically you have to look at it and say, what are our avenues that we're going to be able to entertain with? Well, we'll be able to use comedy, we'll be able to use violence.
Right.
We can't use sex.
What are your memories of working with Sting?
Great athlete. Steve never was, never loved the business. Was never, he liked it, made him a good living. But Steve, Steve was fun. I mean, he liked to have fun out there, but he was a great athlete. He was really easy, had great fire, really good fire. And he's always been a really good friend of mine.
Right.
So I always enjoy just hanging around. He's one of the few guys that makes me laugh.
How about Booker T?
I thought he was great. Good athlete.
Then you also worked with Scotty Steiner a lot around this time period. What are your memories of your matches with Scotty?
He was fun to work with. Good athlete. Believable, get heat on you. He was light too. He was always a light worker.
What do you think is wrong with the business today?
UFC.
Do you watch it?
UCF, UFC.
Yeah, UFC.
UFC. Yeah, I watch it. Yeah, fuck, I don't even watch boxing anymore.
Do you think that one day their ratings for pay-per-view is already better than wrestling? Do you feel like people are going to watch that and then go watch wrestling and say this shit's, horrible compared to, what we go watch UFC? And
well, I said, my whole thing is this, that a lot of people think, a lot of smarts think the closer that pro wrestling emulates mixed martial arts, then that'll be the key to pro wrestling. The closer it becomes, there's no comparison. So, because that's fake.
right.
You know what I mean?
Look, Inoki's done it in New Japan and that company went to hell.
And you know that it's pro wrestling. It's fake.
Right.
It's not real. That's real. So you can't ever compare the two because this one's always going to fail in comparison because you can make it as simulated as you can. Like, unless you're going to take pro wrestling and give it the exact same technical advantages that you use in major motion pictures. Shoot it like that. Shoot it with, all those different angles. If you're going to shoot it like that, then fine. Production quality can make it better than a fight because mixed martial arts 9 times out of 10, guys sitting in the rest position or in half guard or whatever, it's boring as shit.
Right.
So if you can do that, that's fine. But you've got to separate the two.
TitleMatchNetwork.com.